Election Day 2022 is not over yet. You still have about an hour left to vote in most areas.
And if you're in line before 6 o'clock tonight, you will still be allowed to vote. But there are some long lines and waits at some in-person voting locations in Bullitt County.
WDRB's Stefan Johnson tells us the impact that may have on election results. Stefan?
Well, good afternoon, guys. We're at the Percat Springs Conference Center here in Bullitt County. There are two lines, not two lines of people standing, but take a look behind me. This is the first line you'll encounter as you pull into the conference center here. That line goes all the way around the corner. If you're familiar with this area, it goes all the way around to Mr. Getty's. It's been that way all day. And then behind me, the second line, that's the important line. It has gotten a lot better. It was where I'm standing earlier, but now you can see the line has gotten a lot shorter. These are people who are waiting in line, standing in line, waiting to cast their ballots.
They started out heavy before 6 a.m. and they have stayed this way all day long. Normally they'll start off heavy in the morning, they lighten up a little bit, they come back in around lunchtime, they lighten up, and then people getting off work trying to get in and vote before 6. This is different.
Well, that's Bullitt County Clerk Kevin Mooney. He says voter turnout is a lot higher than expected. That has led to long lines at several voting locations here in Bullitt County, including Eastside Middle School. We were there earlier. The line was wrapped around the building. Some people said they waited for more than an hour to vote, but in some cases, people admit that it wasn't as bad as they expected.
I left my house about 10:30 to vote. And then drove here, got here about 10:45, and then got in line on Highway 44 to get into the parking lot, then to find a parking spot to get out and stand in line for probably an hour outside, and then came inside to vote, and then stood in line for about 10 minutes to cast the ballot.
Actually moving pretty quickly. They got everybody in and out. It was very orderly and surprised. Like I said, I did set a clock whenever I got to the back of the line, 36 minutes.
And this is another live look outside the parking lot of the Percat Springs Conference Center here in Bullitt County. It has been a busy day here, but the good news, election officials say this should not happen again. They're already making plans for next year and for 2024. That is the presidential election, and that typically has a higher than normal voter turnout. Meanwhile, anyone who is in line at 6 o'clock when the polls close will be allowed to vote. With photographer Chad Kentlander, I'm Stefan Johnson, WDRB News.